Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to the lab demonstration on scanning technique. Scanning technique is a very important component of the ethical hacking. After footprinting or reconnaissance, the scanning process is performed to collect various informations about the target, such as um, open ports, closed ports, and filtered ports, operating system, then live host, okay, then open ports, services like FTP, SMTP, and so on. Then finding the operating system in the target system, finding the vulnerability in the target system, detecting IP and MAC addresses, and also detecting the behavior of firewalls, IDS, and so on. So these are some of the tools that could be used in the scanning phase: NMAP, ZenMap, Netcat, Greenbone, Nessus. So the scanning techniques, okay, are categorized into stealth type and open TCP scanning methods. Okay, so we will discuss them one by one in detail. So first of all, you should be understanding the fundamental of TCP/IP connection. So in the TCP/IP connection, when a system, example 192.168.1.7, wants a connection with 198.2.168.1.5, it would send a request in which the TCP header SYN flag is enabled. Okay, so the request goes to a specific port in this system. For example, maybe this system wants a connection to the port 80 or port 22, example. So if the port is open and if the target system also accepts the request and also if it wants a connection, then it would send acknowledgement and also it would send the SYN flag enabled packet to the sender. So the sender sends SYN, the target system sends acknowledgement and SYN. These flags are available in the TCP header. Finally, to establish the connection, the sender sends the acknowledgement enabled packet to the target system. These are the flags in the TCP header. SYN flag initiates the connection, acknowledgement confirms the packet receipt, FIN to end the connection, reset refuse the connection, okay, push send data immediately, urge marks urgent data, rarely used in the scans. If no flag is set, then we consider that as null scan. So now let us discuss the first type of scan, that is called TCP connect scan or full open scan. So in this scan, the attacker sends SYN flag enabled, okay, packet to the target, and the target, if it responds with SYN and acknowledgement, the attacker also sends the acknowledgement and he completes the connection, TCP connection, and then finally he would send the reset enabled packet to the target, and the connection is closed. So if the port is open, you can see the target sends SYN and acknowledgement. Suppose the port is closed, then the target would send the reset. So by this behavior, the attacker is able to find the state of the port. For example, port number 20, 21, 22, 23, he can figure out whether that particular port is open or not. Okay, if the port is closed, the response would be reset. This scan is called TCP connect scan or full open scan. The flag used is ST. So let me show this in the Kali Linux, and the target is Metasploitable 2. The IP of the Metasploitable 2 is 1.10, and the Kali system, from Kali system we do the TCP connect scan NMAP -S capital T 192.168.1.10. So scanning is done. So 977 ports are closed, and these are the open ports. In a TCP connect scan, a full connection is established. So you can see the full connection is established. If the port is open, the target would send the SYN and acknowledgement. If it is closed, it would send the reset flag. But this is the main disadvantage of this scan. The scan is reliable but easily detectable by the firewalls and intrusion detection system, since between the attacker system and the target, a complete TCP connection is established. So this would be easily detected by the firewall and intrusion detection systems. So second type of scan, what we are going to explore now, is called TCP SYN scan or half open scan or stealth scan. So in this scan, okay, the flag used is SS, and attacker sends a SYN flag to the target. The target sends a reply with SYN and acknowledgement. But you can see, unlike the TCP connect scan, where the attacker sends the acknowledgement flag to complete the connection, in the TCP SYN scan or half open or stealth scan, the attacker is sending the reset flag. So the TCP connection is not established. So this is to escape from the detection from the firewall and intrusion detection system. So if the port is open, the SYN and ACK is sent by the target to the attacker. If the port is closed, the target would send the reset. So the main difference, okay, between the TCP SYN scan and the TCP connect scan is that the attacker is not sending the acknowledgement and the attacker is not completing the TCP connection. So this is the command. So let's try this. So we come here, capital S. So we need um, root privilege. So this is the output from the target. So these many ports are closed and these are the open ports, MAC address of the target. So inverse TCP flag scan. So techniques using non-standard flags like fin, urge, push, or no flags set in order to probe the target system ports and services without a TCP connection. That's why it also got the name stealth scan. These scans help evade firewall and IDS by detecting open or closed ports, okay, in a stealth manner. The three main types of inverse TCP scans are fin scan, null scan, and Christmas scan. So all these comes under this um, type of scanning, that is inverse TCP flag scans. So Christmas scan, NMAP SX capital. So the attacker is sending in the XMAS or Christmas scan, the attacker is sending a packet to the target with fin and urge and push flags enabled, and if there is no response, it implies that the port is open, and if there is a reset coming back, then it implies that the port is closed. So let us check this. Nmap yes x, okay, 192.168.1.10. Okay, it also needs the root privilege. Sudo. So actually you can see the difference between the previous scan that is TCP full connect and SYN scan is that here it is not telling clearly whether the port is open or filtered. Filter means whether it is controlled by the firewall. So maybe open or filtered. So that's how we can this type of scan is concluding. Okay. So let us continue with the Christmas scan. So XX is the flag for the Christmas scan. So next type of scan is called fin scan. So in the fin scan, the flag used is fin flag F. Okay, so this is the way the fin flag functions. The attacker sends the packet with fin flag enabled in the TCP header, and if there is no response, then the port might be open or filtered. Then if the attacker is sending the fin flag and if there is a response with reset or acknowledgement, then it implies that the port is closed. So you can see that, okay, so these are the ports which are open or filtered. So in the Christmas scan, also same kind of output we are getting. Okay, and also in the filtered scan, fin scan, also same kind of output we are getting. So ACK scan, a TCP port scanning method to map firewall rules. So this is very important in the sense that it is useful to figure out the behavior of the firewall in the target system. Okay, determining if the ports are filtered or unfiltered. So if you get a response like filtered, that implies that in the target system the firewall is active. And if you get like unfiltered, then it implies that the firewall is not active in the target system. So let me explain. So to explain the acknowledgement ACK scan, I'm using Windows Server 2022 as the target. So this is the IP address of the Windows Server, and you can see the firewall is on. And while the firewall is on, I did the scan. So this is the output scanning the Windows Server. So it says that 1000 filtered TCP ports. So it implies that the target system, there is a firewall, active firewall. Okay, so you can see the firewall is active. So when the firewall is active in the target system, then you get filtered TCP ports as the response. Similarly, let me switch off the firewall. Okay, then you can see like so 1000 unfiltered ports. So unfiltered ports indicate that the firewall is not active in the target system. So this ACK scan is a very important scan in the sense that it is used to find the behavior of the firewall in the target system. So this is how it works basically. The port is if it is I mean there is a firewall. The port is filtered. Okay, so you send the attacker send a message to the target system with ACK flag. If the system sends no response or an SCMP error, then it implies that the port is filtered. That means that there is a firewall in the target system. If there is no firewall, if the port is unfiltered, then this is the way the target system behaves. The attacker sends ACK flag and the target system sends reset, okay, flag response message. So this is null scan. The null scan actually no flags are used. So if no flags are used, then it is called null scan. So if the port is open, the attacker sends a message to the target without any flags. And if there is no response, it implies that the port is open. And if there is a reset message, then the port is closed. So you can see this. Yes, N is the flag for the null scan. This is output from the null scan. So next, let's go to the UDP scan. So far the scans what I have covered are TCP. So now how to find the UDP services and UDP ports in the target system, then we have to go for the UDP scan. Okay, so the flag uh, used for the UDP scan is this, for example. Yes, U. Okay, we are scanning the Windows server as the target. So actually I scanned the Metasploitable 2 and I use the -p to scan specific ports. Otherwise it is taking too much time. So port number 53 is open, and port number 68 it is telling open or filtered, and all these are UDP services. Okay, so this is how the UDP protocol works, and UDP protocol is comparatively slow. UDP has no connection process same like TCP. So NMAP sends packets and wait for a response. If a port is closed, okay, so if the port is open, there is no response. And if the port is closed, ICMP port unreachable message occurs. So banner grabbing is used to determine the operating system in the remote system. This technique can gain information from banners and configurable text-based welcome screens from the network host. So when a client system connect to any web application or FTP protocol system, send a request to FTP or HTTP server or SMTP server, these servers they send a response, and that response is called banner. So from the banner we can get some informations about the operating system and also about the web server running in the target system. Okay, so this is the main idea of the banner grabbing. Okay, the main focus of banner grabbing is to find the operating system in the target system. So this is the command nmap dash o 192.168.1.15. I'm scanning the Windows Server 2022. So it needs the sudo privilege, root privilege. Ensure that the server is running. Yeah, it's running. So it has given me the information, but it's not yet clear. Okay, so let us scan another system. Okay, so this system is another Linux. So you can use any system as you want as the target. So the IP is 1.16. So 1.16. Even this is not successful. So let me scan the Metasploitable 2. Yeah, here we are getting correctly. So the Metasploitable 2 is Linux and the kernel version is 2.6 something. Okay, so this is OS fingerprinting. So this option dash SV, it will give you the version. So this is optional. Okay, if you want, for example, let's say you have many services running in the target system and you want the version details of each and every services like FTP, SSH, then you can go for this. So you can note here, these are the different services and what are the versions for each and every services. These informations we are able to get because of this flag dash SV. Okay, this is for version. So if you want to scan a simple NMAP, then this is the command NMAP. Okay, 10.10.1. Okay, so suppose you want to scan your entire network. Okay, then we can scan that also. For example, I know the network for this is 1.0 is the network address /24. So it would scan all the systems in the network. For example, I have three systems. One is Ubuntu, another one is Metasploitable 2, and another is Windows Server. So all are in the same network. So it would scan all the systems in the network now. It would take some time, but so now you can see that it has scanned the three systems and we are able to scan the entire network using this command. And if you want to scan in a range of IP address, for example 10.1.1.5 to 100, then this command can be used. Okay, for example nmap 192.168 1 dot let's say 10 until 25. So I'm telling from 1.10 until 25 scan all the systems. It's a simple nmap scan. So 1.10, 1.11, 1.12 until 1.25 systems would be scanned. So waiting for the response. Now scan is finished. You can see 1.15. This is the Windows Server. So 1.13 is the Ubuntu system. Okay, so And let's see, 1.10 is the metasploitable 2. So all these three systems have been scanned now. So if you want to scan something and write the output in a file, then this command is used. nmap dash il, okay, result nmap, okay, scan 192.168, 1.15, okay. Okay, so what is this error? Let's see. Oh, okay, so this is like I made a mistake. So I create a file, nano, then I put like IP list. I create a IP list, nano IP list. So I put the IP here 192.168, 1.10, 192.168, 1.13. I enter the IP, then I press Ctrl O, enter Ctrl X. Okay, now cat IP list, you can see the IP list we have created. Now we are going to use the IP list to scan the target system. Dash I, capital L. Okay, then IP list. So I'm not giving the IP address in the console. It would take the IP list of IP addresses from the file. Okay, you can see two systems have been scanned successfully. One is 1.10, another one is 1.13. So this is how it works. Suppose you want to like scan specific IP addresses, then nmap 192.168, 1.10, 192.168, 1.13. So I'm specifying the specific IP addresses. Okay, now you can see like it is scanning 1.10 and 1.13. And if you want to scan a specific domain, then you can scan like nmap www somedomain.com. Okay, nmap somedomain.com, www.abc.com. Since I am in the local area network, I am not going to scan that. Okay, then you have to, if you want to scan some ethically allowed websites for ethical hacking purpose, then you should change your adapter to NAT. Okay, from host only you have to change to NAT, and then only you can um, scan the outside network, which are allowed with proper permissions. So now if you want to scan a specific port in the target system, for example nmap dash the port number 80, I want to scan port number 80 in 192.168, 1.10. So this is how you can scan a specific port. Our scan is confined to a specific port, web port 80. So the port is open. So I want to check whether the port number 21, is it open? FTP. It's open, and I want to know the version of the FTP. Okay, SV. Okay, then port number 21. So I want what version of FTP is running in the target system, because some old FTP versions, they have vulnerabilities, and using that vulnerabilities we can exploit the target system. So you can see that the FTP version is 2.3.4. Okay, so now let me, like, I want to scan port number 21, then scan number 80, then 22 and 23. So I want to scan these ports, and I want specifically the version details. So the target is the Metasploitable 2 1.10 in my virtual environment. So scanning 21, FTP 80. Okay, so you can see that FTP version is this, and it's open. SSH is port number 22, and its version is this, and 23 is telnet. Okay, and port number 80, the web server version is Apache. Okay, it's running over Ubuntu operating system. So if you want to scan all the ports, nmap dash p dash, okay, 192.168 1.10, then it would scan all the ports in the target system. Okay, so dash p dash scan all the ports for a specified host, but I don't want to do, because it would take a lot of time. Okay, just assume this is to scan all the ports. Okay, now let me show you how to scan the TCP scan as well as the UDP scan simultaneously. Okay. NMAP dash SU UDP and dash, yes, this is TCP, SYN scan. This is TCP full connect scan. Okay, so we can use T or S, it's up to you. Then dash P UDP protocol. I want 53, and I want TCP protocol 22. Then I want that the target is 192.168 1.10. So it's asking for the root privilege sudo. So there is a mistake. Let's see what's the mistake. Yeah, the mistake is this. So I should be putting a comma after this. So this is the command in which we perform the UDP scan as well as the TCP scan. And SYN is a type of TCP scan. So the UDP scan shows that the port is open, and the TCP scan also shows that the port is open. So even you can, like, you can put T here instead of S, you can put T. It is also a type of TCP scan. Okay, then you can put like fin scan. It's a type of TCP scan. Okay, so this is how the scans TCP and UDP work together. So another thing which I want to uh, inform you is that NMAP we can use instead of port number like SSH, FTP, telnet services, the name of the services, then IP address 192.168.1.10. So I'm scanning the Metasploitable 2. So three services we are scanning now. One is SSH, FTP, another one is telnet. Okay, so instead of port numbers, we can use the service names. So already we have finished this. This is called SYN-SCAN, TCP full connect scan. But however, this is not admissible since it would be easily detected by the firewall and intrusion detection system. So this is UDP scan. Okay. So now this one is called ping scan. Okay. So what is ping scan? We want to know whether the host is up or down. So nmap dash s p means ping 192.168.1.10. It will not give any information about the ports, just it will tell whether the port is up or down. I mean the system is up or down. So 192.168.1.10, it's a Metasploitable 2 system. Let's see. So you can see that the host is up. So we understand that the system is up. Okay. So this is ping scan. Another scan is nmap dash, okay, dash pn, okay, capital P small n, ping no, don't ping the target, so that if the ping might alert the IDS and firewall. So without pinging, try to find the information about the target system. So that's the purpose of using this flag 192.168.1.10. So we are able to find the information about the ports in the target system. However, this scan, it won't involve the ICMP ping since it might um, be detected by the IDS and the firewall in the target system. So we are avoiding the ping using dash ping no command. Okay, P capital ping, N means no, ping no. This one, ping. Do the pinging and find whether the system is up or down. Okay, here it will not give us any information about the ports. Okay, ping. So this command already we have discussed version. So in the target system like FTP or SSH, you want to find the versions which are very important in the hacking, because only when we know the versions we can search for the vulnerabilities, uh, the corresponding exploits in the system, and we can use the exploit to gain access into the target system. So nmap dash is v version, okay, target 192.168.1.10. So I'm using I want specific port, example port 22. We are waiting for some time. Okay, even otherwise the versions we have done before. Yeah, this is the version, and we get the information like FTP, this is the version, SSH, this is the version. So this is the command. NMAP dash SV port, specify the specific ports and the target IP address. Okay, so take that. Then this is to fingerprint the operating system we have done already, and this scan is called aggressive scan. This combines operating system detection, service version detection, and also it finds the vulnerabilities in the target system. So nmap dash a capital aggressive scan 192.168.1.10. So we are aggressively scanning the target. So you can see the aggressive scan has been completed now. Aggressive scan is giving us the information about these like what versions of each and every service what we are looking for, and also it is giving us some vulnerabilities. Anonymous FTP login allowed. We can log in into the FTP without credentials. Okay, it is giving information about the telnet, SMTP. It is giving information about the operating systems. Okay, so this is a very powerful scan, this aggressive scan. So now this is about scanning speed. Okay, at what speed you want to scan, because the high speed might trigger the detection in the IDS intrusion detection system. So you have to go for an optimal speed. The optimal speed is like this T3, and this is very aggressive speed. Okay, the result might not be accurate enough, and this is the very slow one, slowest scan to avoid the intrusion detection system. Okay, so this aggressive might miss open ports and and also there is a huge chance for the IDS intrusion detection system and IPS to detect. So we have to maintain optimal speed. So like nmap, okay, then dash t. Okay, so I put 3 192.168.1.10. So this here okay refers to the speed at which the scanning has to be done. And you can see T5 the speed is very high. So now the information is out now. So these flags are to adjust the scanning speed. So T5 is very aggressive, T0 is the slowest and very safe in the sense that you can avoid IDS detection, and T3 is the normal and the default one. And you want to save the output of the scan in a file, then you can go for this. So you want to save the scan in a normal file, then on. So nmap, okay, dash O capital N. Okay, 192.168 1.10. Okay, then give the name of the file. Okay, for example, nmap output. Okay, so we are scanning and writing that response into a file. So n means a text file, normal text file. So you can see cat nmap output. Okay, so this is coming from the file. Actually, I'm printing the file now. Cat nmap output. So whatever output we get in the terminal is copied into a file. Okay, so dash n indicates it's a normal text format. So for example, you want this grep means it's a command in Linux. Grep. This is a command in Linux. It is used to search a specific word or specific pattern in your file. Okay, for example, you have like a large document, you want to search for specific text in that file, then you can use the grep command. So now listen, you want the output to be copied to a greppable file so that you can use the grep command and you can open the file. Then you have to use nmap dash o grep. Okay, then the grep file grep nmap grep. Okay, nmap grep, and then you can say like the IP address 192.168.1.10. So it would be copied into a greppable file. So now grep, then I search like FTP in the nmap grep. So you can see I'm using this FTP and trying to find um, where and all this FTP is. There is an entry for FTP in this file. It is showing me clearly the FTP is here. It is open. Okay, so here there is another entry for FTP in that file. Similarly, nmap. Okay, I can say like SSH. Okay, nmap grep. So I think we didn't include the SSH, so it's not showing me that. Okay, nmap open, then nmap grep. So you can see this also is not resolving. So like port 21. So okay, sorry, grep 21 nmap grep. So you can see these ports, wherever the port 21 is there in the file, it is highlighting and showing us. Then you want to copy the file, okay, into a XML format. Then O XML 192.168.1.10. Okay, so the name of the file is nmap XML. So output would be saved as a XML file. Okay, so cat nmap XML. So you can see the output it's now in the XML format. Okay, and nmap dash o a. If you put a, then you will get the output as like in the form of text file, as well as in the form of greppable file, as well as in the form of XML file. You will get the output. So 192.168.1.10. So scanned. Okay, just a minute. Okay, we have to specify the file names. OA, output in all three formats. Okay, so OA, okay, NMAP, all. Okay, so it's scanning. So you can see LS, you can see NMAP all. This is greppable file. Okay, this is text file. This is XML file. Okay. Okay, next one. Let's do this ping scan. Nmap dash sn 192.168.1.10. So 1.0, we are scanning the entire network to find which systems are up. So you're finding this, the host is up, three hosts are up. This is Metasploitable 2, this is Ubuntu, and this one is the server. So this basically just ping and find which systems in the network are up. Okay, then nmap, yes, capital P. We use similar scan and see the difference. So both are giving the similar SP and SN. They are ping scans. Understand? SN as well as SP, they are ping scans. They give us which systems in a network is up and which systems in a network is down, like that. Understand? So down information is not coming, just up information is coming. So now I will show you some basics of scripts, okay, in the NMAP. So now let me introduce you to the script concept. So now I'm executing a script. There are many inbuilt scripts. I mean, the programs are available inside the Kali NMAP tool, and for various purposes. So we can utilize these scripts for various purposes. For example, I want to find the vulnerability weakness in the target system so that we can initiate the attack. So I'm using nmap dash dash script equal vuln vulnerability and the target IP address. So when I scan the Metasploitable 2 using this script, I get, like, the what services are running in the target, like port number FTP, port number 21, and it has a vulnerability. This particular version 2.3.4 has a vulnerability, and also the SMTP has a vulnerability. So all the vulnerabilities are listed in the vulnerability scan. So vulnerabilities are indicated using CVE common vulnerability exposure number. We would look into that now. So these are the vulnerabilities. So you can see that each and every vulnerability is identified using a unique number, ID number, CVE, common vulnerability exposure. So using the CVE, you can find more information from uh, like this, for example, like Google CVE, so common vulnerability and exposure. Okay, so you can copy the CVE like this, copy and paste it. So you can find more information about that CVE here. Okay, so we will explain. I will explain this in the vulnerability lecture. So this is the script which is used to perform the vulnerability study on the target system. Dash dash script is equal to vulnerability, and very important. And let's explore one more vulnerability. I mean one more script. NMAP, okay, dash dash script is equal to banner 192.168.1.10. So banner, it is used to find the operating system of the target. So this script is exclusively to identify the banner in the, the operating system in the target system, as well as some information about the uh, web server and so on. It is giving us information about the different services like FTP, SSH, okay, and the operating system also we can identify from the SSH. Okay, let's add a small command dash sv. So this command is more effective. It is giving the operating system kernel also in the target. So the command is just add sv and then dash dash script is equal to banner. Okay. Okay, now another one is like you want to find and map only the open ports, open, okay, then the target IP. So it would give you only the open ports, information about the open ports. So these are the open ports, and almost we finished. So these are the countermeasures like to mitigate the scanning attack using firewall intrusion detection system and network segmentation using VLAN or subnetting, rate limiting. Okay, so too many requests is not allowed using honeypot, patching up the software and log monitoring. So these are the countermeasures. So with this, I conclude this lecture. Thank you.